That's poem now. Okay. Um, in February, a little film came out called Black Panther. Yeah. And it's basically a love ballad to Black Panther because I love that film so much. So it's called Wakanda Forever. If you turn on any Western news program today, you'll see stories of a poor Africa, a continent of poverty, disease, and famine, but it isn't so. There's rich black folk there living at large, and I'm not talking about the men in Nigeria in their big houses. Let's go to a land in Africa where there were no terrible big boats, there were no white men taking slaves and telling blacks how to behave, but there were tribes tripping on each other, fighting one another for the greatest crown on earth, the land of Wakanda. At the same time, the black folks in the Americas who were free were mating with local tribes like the Amerindians and the Cherokee. But Wakanda is true Africa, free from the whip, colonial quips, also the legacy of European slave ships. Do you understand? And as a result, Wakanda is a land of every shade, from light skin to dark skin, no room for colorism to carry on its color chart sin bin. Not like Europe and America in this day and age, you put light skin on a pedestal and treat dark-skinned women like the cargo that came through Manchester and Liverpool. Wakanda got no time for diaspora rules, British, American, Dutch, French. It doesn't matter, black is black. Killmonger was on the right track. He knew that the African was the first on the scene, and him being from across the water did not mean he was any worse or better than his brethren. Through the migration of his father, his culture started to change and rearrange like the slaves who had had to adapt to the West Indies and England. So really, if we're going to go all the way back, and I mean it, then Adam and Eve may well have been black. Which kind of means that everyone on the earth is an African, everyone is a Wakandan, even Mr. Colonizer and the Christian slavers. Imagine that. So if everyone is an African something, even in India, with their caste system, they're African Indians and so on, and the origin of humanity is with the African. And if one drop of black blood makes you black, like people say, then everyone is Wakandan anyway. Yet, I'm not colourblind. I've got white friends, I've got Asian friends, but I bet if they gander through their family tree far enough, perhaps they might find an ancestor who looks like King T'Challa in handcuffs. However, I'm not trying to change your identity. You're all gone being born and raised in different nations, some thanks to the devastation of from empire, colonisation. I was born British, but I tick other. I'm black, born in England, West Indian, grandparents on both sides, look wider, and I might have been able to look wider, and I've been an African. Dare I say Wakandan, had Africa been allowed to realise itself and not been made to sit on the coloniser's shelf? At 8 years old, I was called nigger. In America, they say that too. They say Negro as well, but those slurs for slurs' sake have vanished, kind of. But Negro is just how you say black in Spanish. And it seems we're back in a time when even black people can't even get along because we've been brainwashed into thinking our skin colour is wrong, and then Black Panther came along showing us to be good, where we fought each other, but there was a democracy among the peoples of Wakanda, where we walked with purpose, and black was beautiful. And I've been criticised for celebrating my colour. How about 800 years of white European history? That Eurocentric UK curriculum, hashtag just saying. Who even comes up with this stuff anyway? Was it just a few guys feeling insecure one day, so they decided to create all this racial rhetoric? So they thought African American and Black Britain sounded a bit more exotic. Labels make people feel euphoric, kind of like how Lenny Henry was the only black guy allowed on British television in the 80s. And as a result, a lot of Black Britons ended up broke, and that's why we needed Black Panther, as Wakanda represented us all, not just America, as is the rule normally. People who look like me doing things that are often attributed to Mr. Colonizer. Sounds about right, and I know there are some people here who moved from Grenada and Ghana and Gambia and England and Holland and America and Brazil and Benin and India, but not the peoples whose family lived in the country for generations. I'm only the second of mine, but the people who are from various locations, we're from everywhere. If you follow the epic wingspan of genealogy, you'll find your very own shadow man. Your heritage and history is in the country you're in, not just your melanin, but it's also there in the world. And I'm ready to leave England, but it's also my home. It's a leader in oppression and suffering and grieving. but there must be something right, because there's so many coming and so few leaving. And if you go to Africa in search of your essence, you'll find breadcrumbs, traces and no pure races. But I love being black, but I've not been to Africa. I know Britain better than the country of my ancestors. I've never seen Bunce Island or Elmina or Freetown. But what if colonization didn't happen? What if there was no slavery? That's my Africa, untainted and pure, able to realize itself. We've all just changed so much. Many thanks to diaspora and migration. It's no mystery, because every one of us here shares little black history. Thank you.